ever been counted out.
Connecting the community through gospel.
The new 107.9 FM, W300EB.
Macon and WDDO 980 AM.
Perry.
Macon.
The views expressed on this program are not necessarily the views of the Glory 980 AM, the Glory Media Group, LLC, WDDO AM, its staff, management, or advertisers, but are the views and opinions of the participants of the broadcast.
Well, y'all, you know, if you see my smiling face again, you know that it's Wednesday, and you know that it's free, and that wonderful music that you hear, you know, it's time for Elaine. We want to thank you for tuning in. Oh, goodbye. Okay. Our wonderful engineer is here giving us these hand signals and stuff. And so, you know, he knows. I've told you before that we have to have direction here. This is not something that I've learned how to do, so I'm kind of slow on that. But the thing that I'm sure of is that you are welcome here to Ask Elaine, and we've got some wonderful information from you. Tell me that you enjoy the information that we share with you every Wednesday. And we're just grateful that we have this platform to share this information with you. We have some wonderful guests for you, some people that either will be returning, we know, to the office that they hold, or in one case, one that you will see fit to elect to an office. And we're talking water. The first part of our program, we're going to talk water. But before we talk water, we want to welcome those who have joined us on 980 AM. We want to welcome those who've joined with us 107.9 FM. Welcome to the program. For those of you who are on Facebook Live, Instagram, YouTube, any of those other grams or whatever else there is, welcome. We're glad to have you there. We want you to share this. If you're on Facebook Live, The Glory, please share to remind people that this is just important information. And this is the place to be every Wednesday here at Historic WDDO. This is the place to be. So we are grateful that you're here. We want to thank our sponsors, especially Black Voters Matter, which allows us to make sure that you get the information. They're nonpartisan, and I want you to not make any mistake about it. They're nonpartisan. I am not nonpartisan. So you're going to hear from me, the candidates, and the folks that are here today are folks that I have endorsed, that I support financially and otherwise. Well, I don't think it's financial with you.
You're my
yet,
friend,
but
so
hey,
go ahead.
we're buddies. Anyway, you will know where I stand on issues. I don't have time to play games like some people do. They want to be on this side or that side, and they want to be friends with this one or that one, and they don't want you to know how they. But I want everybody to know my opinions on things, because there are a lot of people who are uncertain.
That's right.
And so if you're uncertain, you ought not to go and cast an uninformed vote.
Right.
You ought to go to somebody and ask them, well, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? Who do you favor there? You've been in this thing a long, long time. So, I need some suggestions, and I'm more than willing to tell you to give you those suggestions. That's why we have done this sample ballot. We have them in our office at 624 Shirling Drive in the Northeast Plaza Shopping Center at EL High School Academy. And so we have these sample ballots there for you, and we encourage you to stop by. You've got the election is on the 24th. That's next Tuesday. But early voting, we're encouraging people to go and vote early. Go ahead to the Senior Citizen Center in Carolyn Creighton Park, which used to be Central City Park, or go over to the main office, the Board of Elections on Pioneer Avenue. You can't miss it. It's got a million signs along the street encouraging people to get out and vote. Got a big old early vote sign up there. You probably see some folks out there waving. Some who have never waved before, and they need to be waving because you've never seen or heard of them before. So they need to do some waving. But those are two early voting sites, and we are encouraging you to go on and vote early. If you're handicapped, if you're disabled, and a family member takes you, you can go to the head of the line. And from what I hear, there haven't been long lines. So you can go to the head of the line and cast your vote. Let's not let anybody's low down dirty dealings keep us from exercising our right to vote. Because if we don't do it, we're going to lose it. We want to welcome Ava Sullivan Henderson to the program. Welcome. It's good to see you. Jeanette Goff is with us. Maria Bryant with the NAACP, and she says early vote, every vote counts, and it does. Overseer Mabel Randall is with us, and we hope that her husband is doing better. And Ricky Crawford, one of the twins, Ricky Crawford. Good afternoon to you too. We're just so happy to have those folks on. And we know that there are many, many others who are watching who never put up a comment or anything, but we're glad that you're there anyway. And if there's something that comes up and you want to make a comment about it, that's what's so great about the glory about being on Facebook Live. And the other thing is you can go back and replay this program, and you can also share it. Oh, Randy Crawford, the other one, is on here too. Hello to you, and welcome. You're getting a chance to see two of the candidates that the Crawfords are supporting. I know because Randy is my neighbor, and he's got a big old Tom Ellington sign. He's got Judge Verda Colvin, and I think if your sign weren't so big, he probably had it in his yard. You got some big old signs, girl. You got some big old signs. That's all right. You got some big ones too. I want to go ahead and introduce the two guests that we have. One is someone who has been a leader in this community for a long time. He served with me on the former Macon City Council and served very well. He chaired appropriations. He served on the Transit Authority and on the Land Bank Authority. And he is also a professor at Wesleyan College, none other than Dr. Tom Ellington.
So glad to be here.
So we're glad to have him. Our other guest, he's running for chair of the water board, and I voted. When did I vote? Monday, Tuesday, Monday, I believe.
You might have noticed something funny about it when you voted too.
Well, yeah, your name had an extra letter in it, but
it's misspelled on the ballot, but it still will count if you vote for me.
But they put a note on there about that, so they made every effort to correct it. To me, it really, if you know who you're voting for, you know who you support, and so I voted for him. Our other guest is running for re-election to District 1. She is my water board member. I supported her after many years of supporting someone else, but I felt like that she would be very effective as a member of the water board, and she has been, and she will continue to be. It's none other. She's are you our only Black female chiropractor?
I
Or
was
is
up
there,
until
there is one other
they
young
have
lady?
another young
Yeah.
lady who just came to
Yeah,
our city a
yeah,
couple of years
yeah.
ago. So
Well,
I was
she
so
was the
proud of that.
first one. She was the first one. She's an entertainer. She has a wonderful voice. And her husband is with us today in the studio. He's riding shotgun. He's her bodyguard. I don't know what he thought we were going to do to her in here, but he decided to come in and take a seat back there. And we want to congratulate Tom because he just recently got married. So his cheeks are rosy
That's
every day.
right.
Y'all just got
We
married
did.
too. So we got two honeymooners in here. They they're honeymooners. That's just great. I remember those days, long time ago. David, when we got married, David got on a plane and flew somewhere to help Jimmy Carter with his campaign.
He's such a good
That
servant.
was he was such a husband. He just went. That's all right. That's all right. He made up for it later
Yes.
on. That's a good thing. Y'all, we've got these sample ballots. And so we want you to get those sample ballots. If you want me to email it to you, I'll be glad to do it. But the other person that I was introducing, and you know I skip around, so you understand, Dr. Anissa Jones, and we're going to just do hyphen Aiken. But the signs say Jones, so and on the ballot it's Jones. It's Anissa Jones. So we're going to call on Dr. Ellington to tell you, because this is a short segment, he's going to tell you why you should support him, and he's going to convince you as to why I am convinced that he is the best candidate for chair of the water board. There are two other people in the race for water board chair, but I have chosen Dr. Tom Ellington, and I've voted for him, and I encourage you to do that as well. So tell us why others should vote for you, Dr. Ellington.
Well, thank you so much for that, and it's an honor to have your support, and it will be an honor to have your listeners' support as well. My name's Tom Ellington. I'm an experienced leader you can trust. As mentioned before, I served on the city council for 2 terms, chaired appropriations. I have a head for finances, so that's one thing that I think is important for an operation like the Macon Water Authority. And I've served in a variety of appointed roles, including at the Land Bank Authority. I've also done work with water. I have not been a member of the Water Authority Board, but I have seen what goes wrong when water utilities make big mistakes. And in 2019, I was actually sent to Flint, Michigan to help with recovery from the water crisis there.
Goodness, yeah.
And we don't have anything like that on the horizon here, but we do have big challenges ahead. MWA, a couple of years ago, took over the stormwater management program, and there's a lot of infrastructure improvement that needs to be done there. You need someone who's a good leader, who can build bridges, and who can be aggressive about pursuing federal money to make sure that that goes smoothly. And I think if you look at my record, I'm that person. We've got a number of other challenges ahead. They're not insurmountable. We can deal with them, but they're not anything that we can take for granted either. With stormwater management, with the sewer system, with water, those are things that if everything's going well, you can take them for granted. But if you actually do take them for granted, if you don't maintain those systems, they will make you pay attention.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Thank you. As I've told you, I am convinced that Dr. Ellington is the best of the 3 who are running for chair of the Water Authority to take the place that has been held by a longtime elected official and community leader Sam Hart. Sam Hart did not run for re-election. Several people have asked me, are these folks running against Sam Hart? No, Sam Hart decided not to seek re-election. He's going on to the farm.
Sam has served long and ably, and he deserves all the credit he can get. He's been a great leader.
That's right. He has, first as a county commissioner, and then a number of years on the Water Authority. And under his leadership, they've been able to do a lot. And so they're turning over to, hopefully, Dr. Ellington, and Dr. Jones, all of the progress that's been made. And they can see that there are issues that need to be dealt with. And so, Dr. Jones, would you share with us why I voted, how I was convinced to support you again, and why others should support you for District 1 Water Board?
Sure. I want to say thank you, Elaine, for the opportunity to be back on the show. The show is truly a blessing to our community because there's not that many outlets out there to really talk to our friends, to
Mm-hmm.
our folks,
Mm-hmm.
and all these great people in Macon about what's going on here in our neighborhoods. I want to thank you first for what you do. Again, my name is Anissa Jones. I'm a businesswoman. I'm a wife. I'm a mother. I was born and raised right here in our district. My businesses are in this district. I went to school in this district. I worship my church is in this district. Everything that I do is in this district. I am vested and have a vested interest in our district and it being successful and have a wonderful well-being. My goal is to see economic growth for East Macon and South Macon, as well as the rest of the city of Macon. Why continue to support me in my role as District 1 member of the Macon Water Authority? Because I do have the financial background, I have the business acumen to continue to do the good work that is necessary for that thriving business to continue to grow. I understand water capacity and and why it's necessary to bring economy to the Macon-Bibb County area. And without water capacity, you can't grow a community. And we have a wonderful water capacity here in Macon-Bibb that allows us to be attractive to those outside of our area to come in here and bring jobs to our town. That's what's missing. That's why we have a poverty issue here. We need good affordable wages for our community. And we have to have people on that board that understand that and can drive that our way. So we're going to continue to do what's right, continue to do the work to make our city fair and equitable to everyone that's here.
Okay, sounds great. Sounds great. We want to say hello to Sherry Shannon Miller, who has about 19,000 jobs that she does in the community, in addition to being the First Lady of Okmulgee Baptist Church. We also want to say hello and thanks to our volunteers at EL High School. Those who are there today are Joyce Gray Humphrey, Mary Jane Glover, who are both members of our board and regularly volunteer. And also our son, Lenny, is also helping. So if you need anything today, those three are there in the office. If you need a sample ballot, if you will call the office at 257-6767, you can call and you can come by and pick up a sample ballot, pick up enough for your church members, pick up enough for your club members, your sorority, your fraternity. This is very, very important. And I want to, while I'm talking about voting, getting out to voting, you look at these two wonderful candidates and make a note of the voting for the two of them. Dr. Bumpers and Lady Bumpers will be sponsoring a candidate forum at New Fellowship Missionary Baptist Church. It will be this coming Sunday, the 22nd?
22nd.
22nd, and it will be at 12:15 at New Fellowship Missionary Baptist Church. They are inviting you to come. Dr. Ellington will be there. Dr. Jones Aiken will be there. A number of other folks will be there. I think Charlie Bailey, who's running for Lieutenant Governor, will be there. I know there will be some of the other candidates. I think Dr. Jaha Howard, who is running for state school superintendent, will also be in attendance. Floyd Griffin and D. Dawkins Hagler. Floyd is the former mayor of Milledgeville. He's running for Secretary of State. He will be there. Reverend D. Dawkins Hagler, who is an AME minister, a former state legislator, I think will be there, as well as any a number of other candidates. We've got a wonderful group of folks who have offered themselves to you to serve you, and it is truly a life of serving. It is service to you. And so it takes a lot of sacrifice for people to offer themselves and to have you. All of those who are just so nosy, people want to know everything about you, and they do when you're in elected office. They just know everything about you because your life becomes an open
That's
book,
right.
Yeah.
unfortunately. And it's good and it's bad. It's good in that people know you,
That's right.
and when they see you in the grocery store, they
Mhm.
say, "Hey, Elaine."
Mhm.
They say, "Hey, Anissa." They say, "Hey, Tom, how are you?" They know you. But on the bottom side of it, you can get your tires slashed. Like one of mine was slashed a while back. But I don't let that kind of
Right.
stuff bother me.
That means you're doing a good job.
Hey, 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 and they made when they made those four, they made a whole bunch more
That's right.
of them. And but now I have finished my gun safety class. And so I just wish somebody would
Mhm.
bend over. They have to. I wish somebody would again. But anyway, we've got some things in place, so you won't get caught. We've got a caller. Welcome to Ask Elaine. Caller, are you there?
Hello, Commissioner. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Wonderful. Renee Bumpus.
Oh,
Glad
okay.
to.
We just talked about your church and the event on
Oh,
Sunday.
yes, most definitely. Making sure that our citizens are out to hear some of our candidates on this coming Sunday will be great for the
Mhm.
last push. How about that?
Yeah, yeah. We mentioned Ricky Crawford says that Justice Verda Colvin will be there. And Mr. Engineer, I'm hearing myself. Is that just me? Am I repeating myself? Anyway, Lady Renee, who else have you heard will be there? We know Dr. Ellington and Dr. Jones Akins will be there.
Yes, and of course, Dr. Howard will be there, who's running for school superintendent.
Right.
We have others that are confirmed. I'm just waiting on some confirmations on what time they'll be there for either the 10:30 or the 12:15 reception.
Okay, the 10:30. Now, we just announced that there was a 12:15. What is it that takes
Yes.
place at 10:30?
Well, actually, at 10:50, the
Oh,
platform is going to be for Dr. Howard, since we need that huge push
okay.
uh, for our schools district, and hoping that Dr. Sims will be available on that day to help
That's the
support.
new school
Uh,
superintendent,
Okay.
and that's
yes.
important for him to. We are planning to have him on this program as soon as we possibly can to congratulate him and also let him know that we're serious about education and that we need somebody to do something about making sure that children leave school prepared to take some of all of these jobs that we're bringing in
Yes.
here. And the water authority assists with a lot of the dealings that have to go into bringing new industry in here. And we don't want that to be lost because the children
Oh,
are not
most definitely.
there. So,
Most
yeah,
definitely. And everyone's not designed to go to college, so we know
that's
that
right.
that trade and
There's
skill
some
set.
people that make big money
That's
and they
right. They
didn't.
didn't go to
Yeah.
Right.
college.
So it's your choice, but you should have a good chance of being successful whichever way
Most
you
definitely.
to go. Okay,
Most
you want to
definitely.
invite everybody one more time?
Yes, New Fellowship Baptist Church, where Pastor James Bumpus is hosting Get Out the Vote rally reception on this Sunday. Our services start at 10:50 and they last an hour. So we got one
Okay.
of the fastest services in town for the Baptist Church.
Hey,
And
I
then
like
we're
fast
hosting.
services.
Did you hear me?
I said I like fast services, so that's
Yeah,
great.
we have a very fast, effective service, and
Mhm.
it starts at 10:50. We're out usually by 5 minutes to 12, but we are hosting a few candidates to come in to share their platform, um, because this is a serious matter. This election is very serious. And
Okay.
so we're inviting everyone to come out Sunday morning, or if you can't come Sunday morning for your church service, we are hosting the receptions to begin at 12:15 in Sanctuary 1 at the Fellowship on 475 Church Street.
All right, that is great. And we want to
All
thank
right.
you and your church for being civic minded enough to sponsor something like this. And our
Oh,
two
we look forward
candidates that
to it.
we have with us today are planning to be there. And we know that you and Reverend are supporting not only Dr. Jones Aiken, but also Dr. Tom Ellington for the respective positions that they're
Most
running for.
definitely. And
Uh,
we want to support all of those candidates who have worked and served, including Dr. Jones. All of us need to work together cohesively
yes.
to make our communities stronger and better in our churches and our business. So we're looking forward to seeing everyone on Saturday, on Sunday,
Okay,
I'm sorry.
thank you on Sunday. All right,
All
thank
right.
you so very much.
Thank you
Did
all.
you enjoy Patty?
Yes, enjoy it, Patty.
Patty
Enjoy just
LaBelle,
spending time with you. Pat Michelle
Lady
down.
Renee, Lady Renee, I'm gonna tell on you. She knows every one
Every
of Patty
song,
LaBelle's songs.
all the lyrics.
She knows all of the lyrics. She was singing
Yes,
and,
we had
and,
a good
and
time. It was a great
Patty,
fellowship, so it was
oh,
wonderful.
we had a wonderful, wonderful time. Now
It
the
was. And let's
temptations
not forget
and
that
four
Ricky
tops
Smiley
are
showed
next.
out.
Oh, Ricky Smiley was so funny. He was so funny. We loved him. That was a great, great outing. Ladies, if you want to join us the next time around for Temptations and Four Tops, let us know, and we can include you
Okay.
in the group and buy a block of tickets. You got to pay for your own ticket now, but we buy a block of
I,
tickets. I think tickets are like 46,
okay. Well, that
75,
sounds
something like
wonderful.
that. And so Patty's tickets were Patty's
She was proud.
Patty got paid. Patty
She was
got
proud.
paid.
Patty,
Patty got paid.
Patty was
Oh,
pocket
the
prepared.
DA
That's
is
right.
here. Y'all, thank you so very much for being our guest. Y'all, we have two serious candidates here, and we want to encourage you to please vote for them. If you are in doubt about any of the races, would you please call us at EL High School, 478 257 6767, and we will be glad to provide you with a sample ballot that has all of the candidates, all of the issues that you will be stating an opinion on. We have these for you. And you can simply take your sample ballot, fold it up like this, real cute. Hold it in your hand as you go to the machine.
Mhm.
It is your property. Nobody should inquire, ask you anything. If they do, call us and we'll get election protection
That's
on
right.
their behinds to make sure that they don't do that again. Nobody should interfere in your right to vote. But we have these, this is yours. You take it over to the machine
Mhm.
with you. You open it up and see who you chose to vote for, and then you transfer those votes to that voting machine, just like your touch screen, your ATM, and the other things you touch, your computer with the touch screen. It's just that simple. Plus, if you think you need some assistance to get through this whole process, you can take somebody with
That's
you.
right.
Call me. I will come. I'm not on the ballot. I'll be glad to come. My son Lenny will be glad to come and assist you. All we have to do is just sign a little form there that says we are
That's
assisting
right.
you. So we'd be glad to do it. Glad to do it. Don't let anybody take away your right to vote. Thank you both very, very much
Thank
for
you.
Thank
being.
you.
I wish that we had longer, but what we're going to do is after the election, we're going to bring back those who have won their races, which we know you two will be two
Mhm.
of them. Y'all please vote for Tom Ellington for chair of the Water Authority, and Dr. Nissa Jones is on the ballot. Jones. Now I'm saying Jones Aiken because she's married. She's I's married now.
I's married
I's
now.
married now. Jones on the ballot for those folks who live in District 1, Water Board,
Right.
District 1. So we're going to let them escape and go back and stand out in the sun and wave to folks to get their vote. And we're going to bring in DA Anita Reynolds Howard. She's going to come, and she always had some wonderful stuff to share. Thank you both very, very much. Very much. Y'all, please go vote for these folks. It would be a shame if they did all of this work, offered themselves, and then they ended up not being able to be of service to the community. There's our DA coming in. She's always gorgeous, always. And there's her assistant. You can come on in too. I like protection. Come on in here. All right, we're going to get our DA in place. And she, as I said, she has said that she's going to come and share information with us on a regular basis. She is one of the most responsive DAs that I can remember, and I remember maybe four of them. Um, she has been so transparent, so open, and has been so innovative and creative. She's brought more programs in the year that she's been in. Has it been a year? Yeah, it has been a year. She has brought more programs and had them put in place and had staffers to push and put those programs in place, and then she shared them not just with Bibb County, but she has two other counties, Crawford and Peach County. Her circuit includes Bibb County, Crawford, and Peach County. And so she carries those programs with her to all three of the counties in her district. And they have been so beneficial to so many people. She's going to greet you at Soul Jam, which I have to remind you it's May 29th, Sunday. The gates open at 1. Um, and we just want you to come and enjoy the original Soul Jam. This is the real Soul Jam, not the imitation. But this is the real Soul Jam. David Lucas's Soul Jam. David's going to perform.
Oh,
Have you
that's gonna
ever
be
heard him
nice.
perform?
I have not.
Yeah, well, you're in for a treat.
Okay.
He's a real showman. But Tucker is headlining the show. Pokey Bear, where's my list? Pokey Bear. I still have to Pokey Bear. In addition to the wonderful artists that will be performing, people can bring their own food, their own drinks, no glass bottles, please, because the police at the security will make you take them back to the car. And we don't want to break up any bottles because that is a football stadium where you will be. So we want to make sure that that's safe for those who will use it after us. But it's just a wonderful evening, a wonderful evening. We will be there, NAACP will be there, and they will register folks to vote, and we will have freebies that we will give away. Now, the district attorney's office has expressed an interest in being one of the sponsors for Soul Jam, and she is going to bring, they have some of the best giveaways. I mean, y'all have big bags of stuff that you give people. When you leave, it's just heavy. It's a big bag. Um, Kate Ellington, Dr. Ellington's wife, was listening in to the program. She says, hello. Always lovely to hear your voice. Sister looks like a good wife. But we welcome you to the program, and all the rest of you who have tuned in by radio, AM or FM, or on Facebook Live, The Glory. Now, want to bring our DA to you. This is District Attorney Anita Reynolds Howard, who is our special guest today. Y'all please share and let other folks who might have forgotten that we're on today, please share to let people know that they're missing some wonderful information. DA, how's it going?
It is going well, busy, but we are making progress. We are definitely glad to be, one of the sponsors, because if COVID didn't teach us anything else, it taught us that we cannot rely on the traditional means of communication,
Right.
and we have to be innovative. And so, anytime we can get an opportunity to spread information about victim services, to spread information about the initiatives in our office that are aimed at increasing public safety, we take that opportunity. So that is why we partner, and that is why we sponsor, and we're just very excited and happy to do so.
Oh, okay. That is great. So I'm sure the DA is going to be there. We'll see her. The folks love to dance. I mean, it's just a time to dance. Uh, People put the grills out and the tents and all that stuff. Oh, they have a wonderful time. So we're going to enjoy having our DA with us, and having the district attorney's office as one of the folks sharing and sponsoring, helping to sponsor this event that David Lucas has been doing for, I guess, maybe 26, 27 years. Soul Jam used to be Flashback, and now it is, for the last 22 years, it's been Soul Jam. And so we're on Soul Jam 2022. Bud Light is the major sponsor, and we have a number of others, AT&T, Atlanta Gas Light, all of those companies. And now we're very proud to announce that we have the district attorneys, this circuit, as one of the sponsors, and one who will share information with you, good information for you, and will also share some goodies. Harriet Taylor says that she already did her voting. She always votes all the time. Thank you for all you do. Love you, and we love you too. We love that kind of comment. So if there's something that you'd like for us to know, or like the DA to know, or question or comment, please put those in the chat, and we will see those as you post those. So I'm going to turn it over to my DA, the one whose back we have, because the minute she took office, well, it was before you took office,
Before.
they started attacking her. And I know how that feels, because I've been in office almost 30 years and I've been attacked all of that time. You just have to be committed to what you're doing, and she is committed, and she's got a program. She's not scared, and I like that. You can't be scared if you're going to be a public servant. She just continues with her programs, and now I'm going to turn it over to her and let her tell you about programs that she's already initiated, and about anything new that we need to know about. We're proud of you, Madam DA.
Well, thank you so much, Commissioner Lucas. You have been a wonderful mentor since the beginning, and I remember you said you will listen, won't you? And so I definitely listen, and I'm so thankful for your support. And we do have a lot of initiatives that we are doing at the DA's office. And I am excited about a new initiative. And I think the last time I was here, we announced a new initiative. And we're getting ready to, this is a new unit in our office. We just met, it was birthed out of just the number of cases we have, with the backlog that we already, had prior to COVID, and then the compounded backlog, as well as, the shortage that we are seeing in all law enforcement entities, but
Right.
specifically our Bibb County Sheriff's Office. And we know that those folks are doing, a great job, with the resources that they have. And I know even the sheriff and Chief Scarborough, they've acknowledged, right, the shortage and how do we
Right,
deal with that.
right.
So what we're going to do to deal with that is we are having a new unit in the DA's office, and it's the intake investigative unit. And I'll tell you why I'm so excited about this is it is a team of investigators that will, when the case comes into the office, once it's put into our computer system, they will begin to start collecting the things, from the sheriff's office have been collected, making sure that things are, being tested by the crime lab, following up with those entities as well. And I tell you why this was near and dear to my heart, because um, the job that I do is about justice. And we have been successful with the cases that we have tried. My folks are really making a lot of progress, but we have to acknowledge that there are some, and I know that, the media has highlighted
Right.
some of that.
Right.
There are some folks who have been charged, and then we find out after some time, 11 months, 12 months, a year and a half, that, we, or 2 years, we do not have a prosecutable case. And that is, in my opinion, a miscarriage of justice.
Many
And
of these were there that you inherited. Too.
Exactly.
I want y'all to know that
Right.
a lot of this stuff was there when this DA took office. It was in the previous DAs, under that previous DA's purview. A lot of these things that this DA is having to deal with. So while y'all out there talking about why'd she do this, why'd she do that, she's trying to clean up a whole bunch of stuff. So I just wanted to make that point, just in case you didn't know.
That's right. And, the cases that were previously there, as well as dealing with, we're going to be transparent. Some staff that was, that was previously there, that they are no longer there because the vision of the office has changed. The vision that the people voted for. I was very intentional about executing that vision. And so a lot of these cases were done in the prior administration and done by folks who were, selected by the prior administration. And, we've got to clean this stuff up. And we can only do it one case at a time.
Right.
But what, the reason why we have this new unit is so that we can, try to be as accurate as possible when it comes to justice, especially when you're dealing with someone's liberties. And, I notice a lot of times, and just to change the narrative that's out, in the community, folks will see individuals who maybe have, gotten a bond, or the grand jury no bill the case, or we had to dead docket the case because of a reason. They said, well, now they're letting murderers out. And you have to remember that these folks are charged. And they are not convicted. And you also have to remember that everybody that is charged, we do not, nor do I think, we should, we do not have 100%. Okay, you were charged and now, you're at this disposition level, because we continue to investigate these cases, and you learn new information, and you get cell phone data, and you get DNA, and, all the things that, this community would want us to get, that will help with the, making sure that we are prosecuting the right individuals. That is critical in the job that we do.
Right.
And so that's why I'm very excited about this unit. And we had our Junior Justice League of 2021 last year. It was an abbreviated version because of COVID. We are expanding that, and that starts June 1st, and it will go all of June, all of July. And so last year when I took office, I had this vision of doing the Junior Justice League. And what I wanted was the participants to be children who were directly impacted by crime in our community. Well, that was not data that at that time that had been compiled. And so I said, okay, we're going to partner with these 5 organizations in the community this year, but next year, I told my victim services director, I said, next year I want to be able to come to you in April and say, I need a list. And that is, that is where I want us to make sure that we are, getting most of our participants from. And I will tell you, it takes a lot, as you can imagine, to kind of impress me, because I set the standard real high. But when she brought that list into my office, it was almost, I just couldn't believe the number of children who had been directly impacted by crime, that we were going to be able to offer this program, to. We have, definitely never disclosing their names, but we have children who their parents have, been killed, who are part of the Junior Justice League, who have witnessed domestic violence. I know we have a participant, who was raped. I mean, so these are the people that you want to roll the red carpet out for, and try to make, their summer as, as normal of an experience as possible, even though they're still suffering with all of this trauma. We can't take the trauma away, but if we can give them an opportunity and expose them to different things during this summer initiative, that's what we're going to do. So we've already scheduled, we're going to go to the Agorama one day.
Oh, sounds wonderful.
We're going to have a youth symposium at Mercer University. They are partnering with us to do a youth symposium where we, focus on STEM and robotic activities. We are going to be going to Fort Valley State University on a day, and on that same day, we will do the Vet for a Day program that Dr. Hodges and Dr. Ferguson have. They are partnering with us.
Critter
Fixer, yes, they are doing wonderful things.
Yeah, they are.
And let me say, I know we all see them and doing the wonderful things in Hollywood, at Disney, at this premiere, that premiere. But let me just say, they have been my vet for over 15 years, really going on 20 years. And they are the same as they were then. And they have, any way they can partner with me, with the children, they have done that. They have initiated those partnerships. So we're really excited that their schedule allowed them to fit us into that program. And so the kids will do that. We will take them to the Braves game again. So we're just really excited about the Junior Justice League this year.
Oh, that just sounds wonderful, because there's a number of initiatives as far as mental health is concerned, and I was so pleased to see that because in especially the Black community, we don't ever want to. We always talk about I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. It's not being crazy. Everybody has some stuff going on, some things that impact them in a negative way, things that can just throw your whole life off balance. And children, we don't usually think about children and their mental health, but we need to, because these children have been through 2 years of COVID where they've been isolated. They have not been adequately taught all that they needed. They certainly have not had all of their needs taken care of. And then to suffer trauma, have not had it. What is it? 25 to 30% of families have food issues.
Right. Yes, food insecurities issues. and the children are going to bed hungry, waking up hungry.
That shouldn't be in the United States.
That shouldn't be. And we oftentimes we would just, you say these cliches, don't join gangs and, stay away from drugs. But, what are we really providing these children? It's easy for us to say that, especially when we didn't grow up in the circumstances that these children grew up in. Right. But, they're growing up in different circumstances. So we have to make sure that we are giving them opportunities to succeed. And
Right.
we also have our Rise initiative, which we had a whole day about Rise, and it is phenomenal, the work that the team is doing there for Rise. We were able to hire Deidre Jordan, who is a trauma specialist, and that is what
Oh
Rise is
my.
about, dealing
Yeah.
with the trauma in our children and getting them the services to mitigate the damage of the trauma.
Hmm.
And her and the team, they're doing a phenomenal job. And they are just making sure that the children are serviced, the families are serviced. And so even some of those children who are going through Rise will be part of the Junior Justice League
I just
as
think
well.
I think that's the key. I always say books in the ballot. Books in the ballot. And by books, I mean all of those things that are involved with education, which includes healthcare, mental health, all of those kinds of things. Making sure that we prepare our children, that we safeguard them, that we
That's
give
right.
them what they need. And this program, this is our DA, and I am just so proud as a retired educator and as a mom, a grandmother, a great grandmother, an auntie, all of that, to know that these kinds of programs are being put in place in our community. And don't let anybody tell you that the DA's office is not doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're dealing with the cases that they have to put together, but they are also dealing with life issues, with some things that nobody else has chosen to deal with. And so I'm just happy. I sleep better because of this DA and because of her staff. Has pulled together some wonderful people. And then the as testament to that, a number of your folks have been hired off
They
to
have.
to other jobs, but she just as they say, she reached back
That's
and
right.
pulled some. I know the right word, y'all. I can hear Lisa, that's a rich. What does
Right.
our
Right.
commissioner say? Uh, but she was able to fill those positions with equally qualified folks. And so I said, well, go ahead, Madam DA. They keep pulling your
That's
folks,
right.
but you find people who are equally as good in carrying out the mission. And
And they have to remember that
yeah,
God, where, we've heard this in church, but it is so true. Where God gives the vision, he gives a provision.
uh-huh,
And so,
uh-huh,
they didn't give me those folks. God gave me those folks. And so you can't, God's going to provide me with more folks. That is what I believe. I
mm-hmm,
know there was, something in the media, oh, well, this number of ADAs left. And, I'm very intentional with my staff about the vision that I promise the people. And that's what we're going to do.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And everybody's not a good fit for that. I
That's
understand
true.
that. But when I started, there were probably three African American assistant district attorneys, and I said during the campaign that we would have a DA's office that's reflective of the community that we serve. And right now we are at 7. And so that just, and these are not just, they were hired because they were qualified,
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
but also that they were diverse, and offered a different perspective. Because that's one thing I try to tell my staff, that perspective is so important.
Yeah.
And it's not about you being right or me being right or you being wrong and me being wrong. It's that we all have a different perspective.
Right.
And that's what I
Right.
value. And I'm
Right.
just very proud of the team that we have built in the Bibb County office, as well as in the Peach and Crawford unit. We have diversified that Peach and Crawford unit. When I first looked at that picture, I didn't see anybody that had the same color skin as me.
Look.
And I'm just thinking, those are all great people, but I'm just thinking,
Mm-hmm.
you mean somebody walks into that office and there's nobody qualified in
They're
Peach and Crawford
already
counties,
nervous.
right? And there's nobody
And then,
qualified in
uh-huh,
Peach and Crawford counties that
uh-huh.
is representative of the people that you serve. And so we have been very intentional about, getting qualified, diverse candidates in. And so I'm just very thankful for the team that we have.
That is wonderful. That's wonderful. Melissa Hollenshed Atkins. She was asking about Soul Jam tickets. Yes, they are on sale. You can go to the Grand Opera House. The Mercer is handling some of the tickets. There's a whole list. If you go on my Facebook page, I've posted a billboard that has all of the ticket locations, or you can just call EL High School and the folks there can tell you about ticket sales. We're glad folks need to get those tickets. Mary Butler, Dr. Mary Butler,
Oh, Dr.
uh
Butler.
huh. She says she salutes you and your
Oh,
staff.
thank you
She
so
is
much for your
yeah,
support.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
But it's not over. They're going to be following her and trying to discredit her all the way through her term of office. So we might as well not. There's a little lull now, but you better believe these conspirators are busy working behind the scenes to try and come up with anything and everything. Well, why did this person get out? This might not even be related to anything that the DA. It might be the judge that had
That's
that
right.
had that duty to release that person or whatever it was. DA didn't have anything to do with that.
And that
But
happens, and that's
she gets blamed for whatever
and that's what people don't,
happens.
and that's how we did the DA 101 series. It's on the website
Mm-hmm.
that we, have been talking about and trying to market. I do not have the authority to say this person gets out of jail. We can consent to bonds, which sometimes we do consent to bonds, but we do not consent to bonds in cases where individuals are charged with murder, but they do get bonds sometimes because the judges give them a bond. At the end of the day, every bond order has to be signed by a judge. A judge. They're not DA Howard, a judge. And I've had so many folks who, and I feel bad for some of the folks because they'll call my office and they'll be so upset because they think that our office did this, and then I explained the process, and some of them have even they said things because we know those, like you said, that are conspiring against me.
Yeah.
They they actually they play on people's emotions,
Yeah.
and they get them to say things, and they say, well, I'm so sorry, I shouldn't have said that. And I say, that's fine. I understand that they played on your emotions, but let me tell you how the system really works.
Right.
And I am accessible. What we started doing, if you call the office and you want to speak with me, one of my executive assistants, she will get the call and she will schedule 15 to 20-minute Zoom sessions. And so that I can talk with folks. And I'll be honest with you, a lot of times these are cases that are, they're older cases or decisions that were made that really are not in my authority or anything like that. But we still talk to them because people lack information.
They do.
And as they're elected, I feel it's my job. I'm the people's DA to give the people the information that they need. Looks like our time is running out again.
Yeah. That they tell us when our time is running out, but we're gonna pack a lot into this 2 minutes that we have left. We first of all want to thank all of you for tuning in. We want you to hit share so that all of your friends will get this and they'll be privileged to get this information. I hear the music.
I hear the music. I thought we had a minute.
Okay. Hey. All right. Well, our special guest has been DA Anita Reynolds Howard. She's going to be back with us again very soon. But I hope you're as impressed as I am about her and how she is running her office. She is making all of us proud, not because she happens to be a Black female, but in addition to that, is very, very competent and is doing an excellent job, has a wonderful staff, so we should all be proud. We want to thank all of you for tuning in today. Be sure to get your sample ballot. Call our office. We will get you the sample ballot. You can pick it up or we'll email it. to you. So, y'all, please, if you put your email in the chat. Oh, by the way, those 10 folks who get those gift cards, we're going to have them here at the radio station next Wednesday evening, and you can drop by and pick up your gift card that you got for listening into the program a few weeks ago. I'm kind of slow doing stuff, y'all, but forgive me.
Can I
They'll be
tell them
here
one
next
more
week.
thing?
Yes,
Real quick. We started a quarterly newsletter. It is also in digital form. So if you would like to be on our list, just go into our website, add your email address, and we'll send it out. And then you'll see them throughout the community as well.
Oh, that's wonderful. I don't think I've seen anybody else do a newsletter like that, y'all. At least not the DA's office. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please tune in again next Wednesday at 3 for another edition of Ask Elaine.
Connecting the community through gospel.
The new 107.9 FM, W300EB.
Macon and WDDO 980 AM.
Perry.
Macon.